Dear Lyndon. Dear Lyndon, I need some relief. Whenever I log on, I always get griefed. In your quest to make millions, was this foreseen? Can you please now turn off your PR machine? Signed, a furry. Furry, dear furry, we hear what you say. And at Linden Lab, we don't like things this way. If we knew how to fix it, we probably could. Just keep crossing your fingers and knocking on wood. Sign, a Linden. What brought me to Japan is, I know I wanted to leave the United States and do some traveling. I had signed up for the Peace Corps, and this was back in 1988, when you couldn't get a credit card if you were an English major, which is essentially what I was. And so I had to get a job. And the Peace Corps was looking for people to teach English. And then this job came up where they needed someone to go to Japan to teach, and teach at a Japanese university for a year. So I deferred my enrollment in the Peace Corps and then went to Japan for a year, figuring it would give me better skills and then bring me one step closer to India, which is ultimately where I wanted to end up at, kind of my religion aspects of things. And then at the conclusion of that 1 year, I just ended up staying for a number of reasons, one of which was music. At the same time, my love of music also then fostered a love of art, and for some strange reason, I wound up doing pottery. I was trained as a Japanese potter. And so when my year came up, I decided to extend it to get a cultural visa to study pottery. I was doing some work in some art shows, and one of probably the only Westerner that I've ever run across who was actually originally trained in the Japanese style of pottery, as opposed to an American potter who goes to Japan. So the wheel spins different in each country; it spins a different direction. I learned the Japanese way, and so I did some shows, and it was the only Westerner with 80 Japanese potters in Kyoto who would do some of these pottery shows. And then at that point, then I came back to the States, started law school. You've got to know when to log in, know whom to I am, have a couple secret alts and note scripts to run. Don't ever count your Lindens when they're trading on the Lindex. There'll be time enough for counting when the transfer's done. Like most people, I do covers, I do some originals that were my old band songs from bands. And then one day, just on a more of for want of something to do, I took the lyrics to Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke and rewrote them to be a Second Life, That's Where I Want to Be. And they actually fit amazingly well. So, and it's a 3-chord song, so I went ahead and performed that, and people really liked it. And I've never been a big covers fan, but I thought I could take these cover songs and make fun of the cover song and make fun of Second Life at the same time. You know, being an attorney, I'm always concerned about copyright infringement issues. So I looked up, what are the legal standards involving parodies? And you have to make fun of the song. So I tried to parody the song and do my best to make fun of the song at the same time, as I was also making fun of Second Life. And they became almost right way of writing, almost a sonnet. So let's make fun of Second Life. So I picked things about Second Life that everybody could relate to. So I'd have a song that everyone knew, and I could make that song into something that was funny, such as Escape, the Rupert Holmes song, the Pina Colada song. I made it a Second Life song about a guy whose wife changes the password, and everyone can relate to that because we know what the humor is. I then set about, after that point then, is figuring out, okay, as I develop these songs, how can I brand myself? No one knows who Niko Donburi is, but everyone knows who Weird Al Yankovic is, the great parodyist. So I started to brand myself as the Weird Al of Second Life. I tried for 7 hours, then headed up to bed, but my wife, she was still awake. And this is what she said. So you like resin crimson building, have half a sim night on the main. You aren't much into scripting because you haven't got a brain. Well, I changed your precious password. What it is you'll never find. Just be happy in your first life and leave your second one behind. Be not afraid, I go before you. Always come follow me, and I will give you rest. Be not afraid, I go before you. Always come follow me, and I will give you rest. In addition to music, I've always been very interested in religions and spirituality and things from the occult to Eastern religions. Again, as I mentioned earlier, my goal was to get to India. I was very involved in meditation and these things, and that brought me around to an exploration of faith and religion. And of course, as these two paths of music and God go together, they merge into a collection of songs. How could I utilize this audience and this platform I have to try to do something with it? To try to maybe give people some guidance and to try to help them in some area. And my way is always one of spiritualism and religion in particular. And in my non-performing life, I was getting very deeply into my religion. I'm Roman Catholic, kind of a revert in that regard. And I know there's a quote that I operate on by that says that which is most intimate is most familiar. It means the things that I keep with inside myself, everybody keeps inside themselves. So I thought if we could share those things through my music, maybe I could touch some people and they could ask some questions and we could have a discourse. Who she was, or whomever they wanted her to be, in this new world, she was free. But no one told her of the danger. Nobody told her that the secret she'd tell would be used by a virtual stranger to break her real life heart as well. God doesn't care how much money you make. He only cares about how you spend it. God doesn't care how many times you pray. He only cares that you really meant it. God doesn't care what kind of car you drive. He only cares about whom you drove where. God doesn't care about an avenue of escape from the real world. Second would be certainly an audience for my creative side. And while I certainly can be very creative in the courtroom and a lot of the carryover I have between the two of being in front of a jury and being in front of an audience are very, very similar in that regard. It certainly helped that aspect of things. I obviously made friends. I love performing for people in Second Life. I love the anonymity. I love the fact that they really want to listen to the songs. They're just not pretending they want to because they happen to be there and that they're in my living room or I'm in their living room. There's probably a lot of concern about being shy. When it comes to what I'm actually performing in me, there's a lot of attachment there. And so I think the same thing in Niko when it comes is that outlet is there is my way to get the music to be heard. Because the fact is it will never be heard any other way. I think they're very interdependent would be my assessment. I could never kill Niko account. I don't think I'd be able to do that because it'd be like killing a part of myself. At the same time, I feel guilty if I ignore the Niko account. But I could never get rid of Niko. I've often thought about starting up another character and performing songs, but that'd be like cheating on myself.
You don't need no 15 minutes of fame. You don't need no fancy titles in front of your name. You don't need to be a millionaire, 'cause God doesn't care. You don't need no 15 minutes of fame. You don't need no fancy titles in front of your name. You don't need to be a millionaire, 'cause God doesn't care.